Hey everybody, DandyAss here, and there's been another update for Friday the 13th the game, so buckle up and don't go anywhere. Okay, so this is going to be a really simple update because there were really only a few things that were added, but still, this is some pretty exciting stuff. Okay, so first and foremost, obviously, Part 5 Jason. Which is interesting because it's not actually Jason. We say Part 5 Jason, but really it was a guy named Roy. If you ever watched the movies, Jason Voorhees did not actually appear himself in the movie. It was some weird idea of like the spirit of Jason Voorhees kind of possessing people. Specifically, it was Roy in this case, and he went and he killed a bunch of counselors. It was really weird. Definitely not my favorite in the series, but still, it's Roy. And we now have Roy. And he has probably one of the sickest weapons. You can kind of see it right there. Basically, they're hedge trimmers. And I've actually already looked into the new kills that he has. They are vicious as fuck. I'm going to have another video coming out after this where you get to see all the kills. It's fantastic. What are those kills? Well, specifically, there's something called hedge trimmer. No surprise. Last breath. And you're so vain. V-E-I-N. Clever. I like it. Obviously, you can play him now in multiplayer and in offline bot mode, so you can practice him. There is no level requirement to unlocking him, so you just have full-on access to him if you have the game. So congratulations. Enjoy Part 5. While we're on the subject of kills, there's also a new grab kill that can be unlocked. I did not see this as part of the announcement trailer, but it is here. It is called Rugby Player, and based on the description, it sounds like he literally just takes the controller and butts his head repeatedly against them until they die. It's glorious. I love it. It'll be available at level 108 for 2500 CP. Not too bad, but something definitely to look forward to. I'm not level 108 yet, so I'm going to get there. There were actually a few changes, and I was a little dubious about these when I first saw them, but now that I've actually already tried a few games, I'm personally a big fan of some of these changes. They've reduced the amount of pocket knives and medical sprays that can spawn per match. Now, obviously, the first thought might be, well, shit, what are survivors going to do now? But after playing through it, in my experience, it makes it much more intense. You don't just get a get out of jail free card every single time. If Jason is countering a certain strategy by placing bear traps around the place, well, now you may actually have to consider alternative actions or consider just sacrificing yourself. It's a tough call now. And so I like the intensity that lowering these items brings about. It makes you reconsider everything you're doing because your items are that much more precious to you now. They've also adjusted the available spawns available for each weapon. I don't know exactly how many that means. If that means there's more weapons, fewer weapons, maybe more spread out. I'm not really sure what that means just yet, but they've been adjusted, and apparently it's for balancing purposes. All right, now here's some of the kicker ones, and these are really, really good. These are, first off, they're good to know, but second, I think that this is going to dramatically improve the experience of Friday the 13th game by making it more scary and actually more fast-paced. For one thing, Jasons will now begin each match equipped with 2 additional throwing knives. So originally, most Jasons will start out with 0. Or you'd have, what is it, Part 6? I think Part 6, there's some Jasons that start with more throwing. Part 5 actually starts with more throwing knives, and they would start with 2. Well, now those who start with extra will start with 4, and the other Jasons will start out with 2. So you have a little bit more up your arsenal to start out the games. That's going to make Jason a little bit more deadly a little earlier on. I think this is a good thing. Also, to increase his deadliness, Jason's movement speed has been slightly increased. He's faster now. This is amazing. If you played this game, it's so much fun, but sometimes those chase scenes are a little weird. It's like all the intense music and everyone's moving so slowly. I mean, it's kind of anticlimactic. So I have actually played, once again, I've played a few matches already to test these out, and the new speed is perfect. It makes it terrifying. Jason is so much faster, and you have to be on your toes. You actually have to run now. Some Jasons, you could like do a light jog and then walk and you'd be fine. The new Jasons, you have to run. That's your only chance. So I love that. I think it makes it way more intense and actually more fast-paced. Another big buff to Jason is that his grab cone, both his grab range and his grab cone, have been slightly increased. It's a little bit easier for him to grab you. It's not as OP as it was when the game first launched. Before, he could grab you through furniture. It was stupid. It was way overpowered. Then they brought it back down. It's been good, but a little awkward and not perfect. It feels really good now. It's not that hard to get a grab, but it doesn't feel overpowered, so he's like grabbing you beyond the ether. I think they found a really good balance with this one, and I'm very, very happy to see it. Alright, so there are a few other little minor bugs that they fixed here and there. The only other one that I really find interesting and think is worthy to point out is that the fuse will no longer spawn in the building with the phone. This was a thing that would occasionally happen, and it made repairing the phone pretty easy. I still think that the fuse is supposed to spawn near the phone, but I don't know about that. But now it won't spawn in the same building, so if you ever find the fuse, you know you can cross that building off the list because it's not there. And this is the last thing I would really like to draw attention to, and this isn't really a big bonus for me personally because I'm in North America, but they have added servers for South America and Australia. One of the bigger complaints I had seen about the game since they started updating the server issues was that there were a lot of people in Australia who were saying, oh man, I can only connect up to the Asian servers and the connection's shit, and that really sucked. It was like, oh man, it's a whole country out there, and they're being left out of the game. Congratulations, you now have your own server, and you shouldn't run into any more of those issues. And that's about it. Those are all the real big changes. Once again, if you want to check these changes for yourself, I'll leave a link down in the description box below. You can check out all these changes for yourself. I am really excited to explore more of this game, see more of the new changes, try out all the new kills, and get my way up to those new purchasable kills so I can find them out. So that about wraps up everything I had to say about this. So, thank y'all for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, share with a friend. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Preferably at Camp Crystal Lake. Toodaloo!